Hello, and we are back again with the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League women's matches, this time for round 3, Melbourne Vipers versus Canberra Heat. Tough match for the Vipers to start off with for the men, but the women are pumped and ready to play. It's battle on again. Nobody knows who's going to win this one. Both teams have come off a tough start to the season. The Vipers losing to Queensland 2-3, to New South Wales 2-3. Canberra Heat going down to Adelaide Storm 0-5 and 1-4 to New South Wales. So both teams ready to come up with their first win for the season. We've got some excellent players on both sides, some very experienced players on both sides. Canberra Heat has some of the players that have been training up in Canberra at the Centre for Excellence. The Melbourne Vipers, of course, we've got some extremely experienced names. Lou Bates, the setter, has been playing for one of the longest of any of the Super League players. And James Lysette, this is her first game for the Melbourne Vipers. So we've got Gwen Thornton, Liana Kondarski, Arwen Verdnick, Alma Segev, James Lysette, Louise Bates, Alex Stock, Megan Runacres, Rochelle Sisson-Lim, the captain, Christy Langford, Mitchell Bream, assistant coach, and the wonderful Matthew Perry as the head coach of the team. They work together well, this team. They train hard. They've come off a massive state league season and straight into the Super League. For the Canberra Heat, we have the wonderful Alana Benson, Emma Radjic, Kimberly Vogel, Holly Uren, one of the league leaders, Jaya Burkett, an excellent player, Annie Reeson, Hallie Riley, Rachel Linsky, Maylin Doan, Herlili, Isabella Simarina, and of course Robin Jensen and as assistant coach, and Sue Jenkins as head coach, both extremely experienced coaches and players. Robin Jensen, someone that I used to play with and admire as a player. Excited for this match to see how these teams are going to attack each other and how they're going to play and how they're going to avoid that glut we just saw the men's team in, with just trying to do a little bit too much and forgetting that it's about the ball in front of them. We've got notable players on Canberra Heat side. Holly Uren is one of the top scorers for the league. She's been a great receiver, and at only 22 years of age is the captain of Canberra Heat. On the Vipers side, we've got Arwen Verdnick as an excellent middle blocker, able to hit the ball super quick. Gwen Thornton, always very impressive as the outside hitter. Louise Bates sets and runs like you would not believe. First referee, Giuseppe, is up there to make all the right calls. And our second referee, Daniel Goodwin, down there to back him up. We've got a pumping crowd. This game's in Melbourne, in Parkville. And we're ready for serve number 1. Nice pass by Gwen, giving Bates an excellent opportunity to set that ball for a backslide. Roshi in with a great pass as a libero, and just making it so quick and so easy for Lou Bates to play that ball. Let's see where they're going to target for the Canberra Heat. Going to position 1 and getting the libero on a short diving serve. That is a difficult play for the libero to be making from position 6, diving across the ball, moving away from them. Lou Bates has one of the toughest, most difficult float serves in the league. Nice pass through the middle and a middle attack by Jaya Burkett. She's got to be one of the nicest, most fiercest middle attackers in the whole league. Kimberly Vogel with the serve. Back set for Gwen. Nice covers from both sides, and oh, a positional communication error. The setter unable to get around. It was a great dig. That's when you want to see your libero jumping in and trying to make the save on that pass, so they can set it up for the outside hitter. Unfortunate early service error. So great start to this match. Both teams playing with awesome enthusiasm, already getting after it. Couple of little tweaks to do, but all in all, a really good start to round 3. Nice serve by Gwen Thornton. That indecisive height. You don't know if to pass it or leave it. Coach Sue Jenkins, full of enthusiasm, supporting her team, willing them for their first win for the season. Overpass, nicely kept close to the net. Excellent hit by Alma Segev, a young player on the Vipers team. Enormous strength and ability to hit that ball. Has become a more and more confident player over the years. Unfortunate error, but they still have a comfortable lead at 5-3. Jaya Burkett back to serve. Great cover by Roshi. Excellent work by Alma to put it in a position where the block is not impacting her. Roshi's just there to scoop it up. Mahindra, proud sponsor of the Australian Volleyball Super League. And a net violation has been called. Against the Vipers. I wasn't sure on that one, but I'm not standing at the net, so I don't know. Great deep serve, well controlled by Gwen Thornton. So it's a little low, controlled by Arwen. Great block, straight back into the middle of the court. Alex Stock gets her hands on it and shuts them down. Sub, the Melbourne Vipers getting their whole bench onto the court. Christy Langford hits the court, ready to put up a massive block. Liana with the serve. Liana's a player that can play any position you put her in. She can hit, she can set, she can defend. Nice rescue play by Christy. Huge block, well covered by Canberra Heat. Amazing up by Rochelle Sisson. Set a dump, covered by Gwen, not a problem. Oh, that was Liana. And a massive hit by Holly Uren, showing us why she's one of the top scorers for the league. Give her an opportunity and she will close the point. Excellent time for her to be going back for the serve. She has been one of the top scorers and top receivers for the league. And given they haven't had a win yet, that's a very, very admirable position to be in. Nice quick set, covered, but not controlled. That little bit of communication error, just a little bit of a lack of positional awareness when you've got very, very young players on your court. They need to work for everything. Nice pass by Thornton. Massive hit by Segev. Wins the point back after a missed cover, and she's back for a serve. Matt Berry instructing on with a serve. I thought I saw a position 5. Powerful jump float. Hitting from the back of the court, opens up the angles, well covered. Beautiful play and rhythm to the set and the approach of Gwen Thornton, who happily puts it away as she does year after year. Confident lead, 9-6 to the Melbourne Vipers. The Canberra Heat, although they haven't had a win yet, they do have quite an incredible lineup of athletes and some excellent talent. Holly Uren and Jaya Burkett are exceptional players just by themselves. It would be great to see them step up in tonight's game and really put a stamp on how they're going to play as a team. Scoop through by Arwen. Massive jump. Huge ability to play the ball and turn it. Matt Berry's very happy right now. Fast jump float serve. Sexy outside and a sharp hit. Vipers just out of position. Not quite adjusting to that set coming outside of the antenna. Beautifully executed by Canberra Heat. Nice pass. And the block timing's excellent, but they've called a net touch, unfortunately, to give the point across to the Melbourne Vipers. Rochelle Sisson-Lim just giving one of the younger players a little bit of advice. And Louise Bates back to serve. Open shoulder attack, unable to control the ball into the court. Canberra Heat have got their outside hitters working hard. It'd be great to see them bringing in something a little bit wider in their attack. And Lou Bates back for another strong serve. And there we go with a beautiful middle attack. Jaya all day long. She's had a lot of international experience playing overseas in some international leagues. She's a great player, great height, and just an awesome person to be around. Overpass executed, Roshi Lim. Nice hit by Thornton. And absolutely put away by Burkett again. The setter's doing really well to find her every time she's in position. Group passer really targeting Segev on the serve. And slightly long on the hit. Unable to bring it back in. Too much pressure from the block from Canberra Heat. The gap is closing, and Coach Jenkins has called the power play. It's a good opportunity for Canberra to get ahead and get that much needed set they need for the league ladder. Good pass by Sisson-Lim. Oh, and the set a little bit too wide for Stock. Some players just need it right in that space, and when it's not, it's too difficult for them. But when it is, gosh, they put it away. Canberra Heat hit the lead, 13-12. Alana Benson back to serve for Canberra Heat. Nice up by Sisson Lim, one of the best defenders we have in Australia. And the ball is called just long. It was a very close call. But it's been called just long by the linesperson. Brings up a double point to Canberra on their last power play. And what a serve from Alana Benson to double up and bring them for a set point, 17-12. A shock turnaround for Canberra Heat. Nice pass. Oh, well played by Thornton. Segev runs, but he's unable to control it with her one arm. And Canberra Heat take the first set, 18-12.
We're going to get to a Matt Perry interview, coaching.
And let's head down for an interview with Vipers coach Matt Berry. Matt Perry. Sorry, Matt.
Feeling great. We had an interesting experience in Queensland, both on court and off court, with a couple of injuries and some other things. But I thought we played really well. Everyone thinks we played really well, and just couldn't finish the game after some injuries.
What was your messaging to the group after that match? What are the key takeaways that you're bringing into this one?
Yeah, I thought it was amongst the best volleyball I've seen them play, and probably amongst the best we've seen played in Australia in the face of, I would say, such adversity.
Yeah, talk to us about some of those injuries and the team that you've brought to the floor tonight.
Yeah, so we have two new young players starting today. It'll be very exciting for them and for the crowd. We had an ankle early up, falling on the rest stand, which was quite unfortunate, one of those off-court incidents. And then we had a strained Achilles as well in the fourth set. So both of those ladies are in recovery mode now. One we'll see back shortly, hopefully, and the other we'll wait and see.
Canberra have had similar results to you, both looking for the first win today. How are you liking your chances of getting the first W on the board?
Sure, we don't focus too much on what they're doing. We focus on what we're doing, and we've done all the work that we need to do. So the team's feeling confident. Canberra a good side. They're all good sides. I mean, we're playing the best in the country, so it should be a tough game.
Well, all the best, Matt, and congratulations. Let's hope that there's a W ahead.
Thanks very much.
Wise words from Matt Perry, coach of the Melbourne Vipers. They've come out strong. Liana's with it served the first ball with a lot of strength. I'm sure they'll be feeling a bit overwhelmed losing the first set, but this is their opportunity to come back. With the loss of those experienced players, it gives both opportunity but also a bit of confusion, as you can see happening on the Vipers team, but a massive opportunity for some of those younger players, which is what we're all about, the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League. Slight overpass. Great hustle. Unable to be controlled. This is definitely Canberra Heat's opportunity to drive ahead and to bring home as many sets as they can. Great serve, Rochelle Sisson-Lim passing extraordinarily well. Missed opportunity by Lysette for a pipe. And without the opportunity for timeouts in this format, it's really up to the athletes to find their maturity and work out how to get their way out of a hole. Great pass by Lysette. Excellent fast arm and swing on the outside by Alex Stock. That's the way they need to play if they are going to bring home this set. Gwen Thornton with a nice float serve, taking out the middle. It was a block, but it was also into the net. Too many touches called by the ref. Gwen Thornton back to serve again. Looking at the location of their serves is really important. They're looking to take out the best players on the other side of the court by making them having to pass the ball. Tight set. Good cover. The pipe attack. Hit too hard. They're chasing for it. Bringing it back. Excellent run. Nice set. And put it away by Lyset. Great chase by Canberra Heat. Able to run down off the court, outside of the screen, and bring that ball back and keep the Vipers under pressure. Thornton with a third serve of a run. Great up by Sis and Lim. And Stock with a power hit down the line. Defended by Heat. Oh! But can't squeeze it through the massive block of the Melbourne Vipers. Awesome defense from both sides. As we hear the Monster Block soundtrack being played, feel free to block along at home. Nice pass from the lip. Oh, and squeezes it through. Jaya Beckett finds her way to the floor. Little off-pace play. Finding the weakness in the opposition. Canberra Heat looking good, looking unfazed. Oh, slightly long. Unfortunate error, unfortunate timing on that one. But as I've said before, you need to be aggressive on your serve. You need to build up your opportunities so that you can win throughout the whole match. There is no place for tentative serving. Nice set, bringing in the opposite, bringing in Stock, and gosh, she puts it away. Smashes it through a double block. When the ball is where Alex Stock needs it to hit, she can put it away. Her kill percentage is massive. They just need to keep passing that ball forward so she has the opportunity. Great cover from Canberra Heat. Tight set. Oh, what a play by Holly Uren, showing why she's in the top scorers. Excellent timing on the ball. She knows how to win a joust. Double sub for Canberra Heat. Great way to slow down the game. Coaches must use tactics such as subs, such as a power play, because there are no timeouts in the Super League format. Fast run by Arwen Verdick, just out. Unable to find the hands off the block. Annie Reeson back to serve. Gwen passing well as always. Good job by Lyset, squeezing it down through the front of the block, coming up with a point. Thank you as always to our proud sponsor Scape for being on board and supporting us at Australian Volleyball Super League. Canberra Heat passing well. Gwen Thornton in perfect position behind the block. Excellent cover by Heat. And unfortunately, just seems to get in the way of a good game. But we've had a net touch call. Alex Stock back to serve. Strong float serve. Keeping the ball off the net. And a smart play by Liana. Finding the hole. Set a dump. Alex Stock back for another serve, and we've got a substitution for Canberra Heat. Coach Jenkins giving a little bit of digging advice to not jag the ball. Beautiful pass, slight overpass, covered up. And the typical free, going to position 2. Excellent cover by Rushy once again. And Gwen Thornton looking to put it away but can't. Nice pass. Slightly off the net with a set. Great cover by Gwen. She is just everywhere. Tight set. Can't be put away. Liana's with the set. Canberra Heat, great dig. How is this defense? And finally able to find the error off their hands. What an insane rally. Well done to both sides on that. It would be great if we could give them both a point, but we absolutely cannot. The Melbourne Vipers lead 11 points to 6. After dropping the first set, they're back with full fire, wanting to get the win. Nice pass to the setter. Opposite needs to have a little pause, but manages to make a great attack. Oh, nearly a shot block. Nice form by Canberra Heat. Beautifully lined up and preventing the attack of Lysette. They've got an excellent read on her shoulder and just able to prevent anything from getting over the net. The volunteers are absolutely brilliant. Thank you to all the volunteers, the Lions people, the people cleaning up the sweat of the players. We appreciate you. We might head down to Hannah for a bit of a sideline update. Thank you, Hannah.
Coach Matt has just called for the power play for the Vipers. I love he's been keeping a very serious, straight face all this match, but that amazing play 2 points ago put the slightest curve in the corners of his mouth, a semblance of a smile. And why wouldn't you? With points like that by James Lysette, unbelievable work at the net.
That was an incredible attack. A really fast wrist to bring that ball in on the angle, on the cross court. And with a power play, that puts them up 13-7. Strong float serve attack. Little quick but mistimed. And an excellent cross court attack by Gwen Thornton. Lysette back to serve again. We're getting closer and closer to that 18-point set win. We play 5 compulsory sets. Each set goes to 18 points. Nice pass for Canberra Heat, using the opposite, bringing them in. It's a great hit. The Vipers chasing the ball out of the screen into the sponsor signage. Unable to control the ball. Canberra Heat coming up with a win on that point after that massive spike. Isabella Simarina. It's her turn to make some points off her serve. Nice deep serve, but passed beautifully by Lysette. The block is just too big for Canberra Heat. With Jaya Beckett in the middle, the timing is excellent. There is no seam. Very difficult for the Melbourne Vipers to make their way through that block. Canberra on the comeback trail. Jenkins. Coach Jenkins still has a power play up her sleeve. Isabella with the serve. Oh, can't quite get it through. Lack of consistency for Canberra Heat, which I'm sure has hurt them a little bit in their previous games. Just not quite able to pull it together for long enough. Arwen with the serve. Excellent angle attack, well defended by Lysette. back row attack comes in for the kill with a confident lead of 17-19, bringing up set point for set number 2 of the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League. Owen Verdnick back to serve. Nice serve, bringing 2 players across each other and creating that confusion that's needed for a shank. Beautifully done. And that takes us to 1 set all. The Melbourne Vipers are going to be very happy with that necessary win for that set. They look completely awake and fired up and ready to go now. We had a setter switch with Liana Konjarski coming on to serve. And we're going to head to a break.
Okay, we're going to be off for a short time. Thank you.
And we're back on for set number 2 of Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League. Set number 3, sorry. For our round 3, we've had a 1 set all tie so far for Melbourne Vipers and Canberra Heat. Both teams are completely pumped up, although Melbourne Vipers have definitely lifted their level of attack over this last set.
Have an update.
Rochelle Sisson-Lynn has been excellent in her defense ability. Oh, set not quite there.
But Tamsin, we've
Not-
got an update from Hannah when you...
Hannah down on the sideline. How have the teams returned to this third set?
I was listening into the Heat huddle and it was quite simple. We have to get the pass. That's the one message and the girls are clear and dialed into it.
Yep, simplicity works. I know Coach Jenkins really loves to have clear, simple direction that the athletes can actually follow and find a way to improve their game with it. No point overcomplicating things. Definitely Canberra Heat excelled with their passing in the first set. It did drop off a little bit this time, but Vipers have just upped their power, they've upped their spike, and they've upped their serve attack. It's going to be difficult to knock them now that they've overcome that little bit of earlier confusion they had. Rochelle Sisson-Lim leading her team, as she always does, not just with words, but with absolute action. Liana back to serve. Great tight pass, just what they were after. Looking for a back run, but can't quite make it. Back row comes in. It's just a bit crowded where they're trying to run that back row attack through. Canberra Heat unable to put it down on the ground. They really need to look to spread their attack a little bit more. Go from antenna to antenna, and then they can bring in that back row middle. Beautiful set to the opposite. Hits it. Oh, I thought it hurt it come off hands, but it did not. The referees know what they're talking about. And the Vipers come up with another point. Liana on a great service run for the Melbourne Vipers. What a hit from Jaya Burkett, but defended beautifully by the Vipers. Insane defense by Rochelle Sisson-Lim. Alex Stock just making sure the house is all cleaned up and ready to go. Nice pass from Canberra Heat. Excellent hit, too strong, straight through the block. Great hitting by Kimberly Vogel, who's listed here as a utility hitter, which means she can do it all. And no thank you, says Jaya Burkett. Do not put an overpass over the net near her. Such a nice person, but a fierce hit. Very aggressive on her attack. It would be great to see Canberra Heat getting that pass in a little bit more so middle hitter Jaya Burkett can play that attack and can get a bit more impact on her game. Good blocking touch, taking the set from Jaya. And what have we called? There's a net touch going against the Vipers, giving Canberra Heat the lead for the first time in this set. Oh, massive block. Kimberly Vogel saying no thank you. Oh, Holly Uren, my apologies. Of course it was Holly Uren. She is one of the top scorers for the league. Alana Benson, back for the serve, unable to keep it in. And Gwen Thornton serving for the Vipers. Let's see who she targets, what their strategy is, who they're trying to take out of the game. A massive run up, jump float. Serving to position one. Oh! And a brilliant pass with a beautifully timed set to Burkett, who just eats it up. Hitting quite deep for a middle hitter. Not just looking for the down attack, not just looking to get it straight down on the attack line, but finding the spaces and making it really difficult to defend. Deep float serve. And a great up from Canberra Heat. Not quite able to be controlled back into the middle of the court. Unfortunate because of a brilliant up from a really hard hit from Lysette. Scores tight, 6-7. You see the crowd in the background, watching from Parkville in Melbourne. Men's team sticking around to support their female counterparts. Nice set from Liana.
Sorry, I can't explain what's going on.
Pass from Lysette keeps it a little bit too wide. Playing it safe into the back of the court, and a massive power hit from Holly Uren. She's back in the game, using all of her power and skill to be able to bring Canberra to a 10-6 lead, and there we have it from Coach Jenkins, a power play call. Really trying to hammer home this win for them. 2 points for every 1 point they win for the next 3 points. Coach Jenkins happy with the call, looking to take this set home. Passed a little bit too tight. Canberra Heat not taking any chances, finding the gap, putting it straight down with a nice little open-handed shift. Oh, they've got some referee difficulty. Little bit of contention, maybe just asking what they're having for dinner. They've decided on chicken and chips and a replay. Not sure why. Hannah, this might be a question for you. What is happening?
Just trying to figure it out now. Looks like there's a disagreement around which part of the power play it might be in. I don't know. I'm going to try and do some investigating. We've reset back to power play number 1.
All right. Well, this is exciting. We get to see it all over again. Let's see if Holly Uren can make some impact. She puts her hands up but unable to control the tool hit from Alex Stock, a very clever player.
Power play
Originally
2
from
for
Germany.
both teams.
And now we're on power play 2 for Canberra and power play 1 for the Vipers. Massive hit, great cover. Both teams have been exceptional in their covering ability. Through the middle, of course, Rochelle Sisson-Lim gets it up. Excellent pass with a big hit through the middle. That is completely blocked out by Arwen Verdnick. Not in my house. Great timing. Excellent ability to read the play and what's going on. We have a power play running for both teams. Power play 3 for Canberra and 2 for Melbourne. Doubling up their points if they can win. What a set from that position. Excellent hit from the outside. Looking for a tip and they get it. It was not a great tip. It was a tip that was a bit too deep. But the unpredictability of it has caught Canberra Heat off guard. It put them on the wrong foot. They were not able to recover. Alex Stock looking to build up their team's point bank. Nice set, taking the middle out of the play. Beautifully seen by Liana. Saw that the middle was off balance after running that slide and unable to get back to position in time. Sets a beautiful ball outside and capitalised by the hitter for a kill. 13-10, what a turnaround in point scores. Shut down from Melbourne Vipers. Thank you to our sponsor Invali, our broadcast partner. Excited to see what happens is we're on 14-10, Melbourne with the lead. Playing to 18 points. Play to 5 sets. First to 18. Great pass by Canberra Heat. Strong outside hit, defended well by Melbourne Vipers. Oh, and it's a massive hit, but it's just out. This is the way to play this set. This is the way to play this game at this point. You need to be aggressive. You need to take risks. It was a great hit by Alex Stock, just out, but it's the way you've got to do this right now. Uren back to serve. Strong serve, making the outside hitter get out. Good attempt at a tip by Liana, but not going down. Rochelle Sisson-Lim with an excellent dig, and what a cover! And a massive block, taking Lyset out. Can she do it again? Covered by Canberra Heat. And a tool off the block. Or is it? They've called it no touch. The point has gone to Melbourne Vipers. Unfortunately, there was no touch on that block, and it was just called out. Melbourne lead 15-11, looking good as they come up to the end of this third set. Michelle Sisson-Lim, the libero, focus on her face, ready to get anything. Massive line hit. Great passing from the Vipers. And destroyed by Gwen Thornton. Her jump is enormous, and her ability to find the floor through the middle of the court is just great. Lysette back to serve. Straight to the defense. Well set by Liana. Canberra Heat too good. And once again the ball is not being hit into the block, but it's been hit into the net. And that's the replay. That's the recall they're calling. And the ref's calling it out. Lysette to serve again. We're up to set point. A massive lead for the Vipers right now. And touched and out. That was an unfortunate leave and communication error. Great serving by Lysette for that set. Melbourne Vipers lead 2-1.
Let's get ready to throw to... Yep, break.
Volleyball Super League. Melbourne Vipers versus Canberra Heat. The Melbourne Vipers are up 2-1 and looking to close out this match. Both teams have come off 0 wins for the start of this season, so for both teams it's imperative that they win the match tonight. We're seeing some massive blocks, some huge hits, and some incredible defense. Let's see what this set brings. Jaya looking to save it. Great block from Canberra Heat. Stock with a little dig over. Beautifully timed, great cover. Back row attack. Everything's coming through the middle from Canberra Heat. Need a little bit more spread in their attack. It's getting too easy for the Vipers to stop them. And Liana gets the tape dribble for a sneaky little short serve. I think she did it on purpose. She is that good and that capable. It's a great service preparation routine she's got going on there. Strong wrist on the serve. Deep serve. Taking the opposite out. The opposite's in rhythm, but unable to find her way over the top of the net. Canberra Heat getting some speed wobbles, I think. Just starting to over-error in their game. Third serve in a row for Liana. Nice pass from Canberra Heat. They're definitely passing well. Did Roshi get that up? That is insane. What a hit from Canberra Heat. And even then they still couldn't find the clean floor. Canberra's turn to put some points on the board. Great serve. Just covered up by Lyset. Tight set. Can it be saved? A big hit with a massive shank. Gwen Thornton finds that deeper part of the court, but she can also drop it short. It makes it really difficult when you're defending her to know where to line up. Very talented player. Nice tight pass. Brings Burkett into the play. Great recovery. Ooh. Pushes it over the top of the block. A total OTT from UN. Nice play and really good finesse, because that was a difficult set to attack against a really big block on the other side of the net. Canberra to serve, looking to even up the score. Oh, Lyset can't control it, hits it out down the line. Looking for all the right angles. She's a young player for Victoria. A little bit over enthusiastic and turns it out down the line. Canberra catching up. 3-2, Burkett to serve. Great deep serve to Thornton. And a huge cross-court block. He ran off the fingers. Roshi too good, brings it back to the middle of the court, and Stock finishes it off with a sharp angle attack. Libero switch, and Verdnick back to serve. Referee's got some great sign language going on from the side. I'm not sure what it means. Nice pass from Heat. Excellent set, beautiful position. He ran with another one, she puts it down. It is not coming back anymore. Such a consistent game. Whenever she's got the ability to attack that ball, Holly Uren just makes the most of it and is just so calm in how she approaches it. No wonder she's the captain of Canberra Heat. Isabella with the serve. And Stock, can she do it again? Yes, she can. Her kill percentage has been massive throughout this game. She had one shaky early hit, and from then on, she's just had kill after kill. Lou Bates back onto set. Double sub, Langford on as well. Lou Bates with the serve. Tough float serve. Well passed by Canberra Heat. That pipe has not been successful for Canberra Heat. It has not given them the right angles they need to get through this block. Lou Bates back with another serve, and Canberra Heat calling a sub, perhaps looking to slow things down just a little bit. As I've said before, there are no timeouts in the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League. It is up to the coaches to find ways to work around it, and the athletes, of course. And Lou Bates, it's that magic serve she has. It's a very experienced serve. It's deep, it's floaty, it drops or it carries. It's hard to know, but there's magic in that service arm of hers. Nice pass by Canberra Heat. Looking to cover. Ooh, quick play over the net, but covered by Vipers and smashed down. Absolutely destroyed by Christy Langford off the bench. And shows us what she's here for. Leave her on the court. She's got a bit more to offer. Lou Bates with another serve. Back set well put away. Roshi's into set. Oh, sharp save by Langford. And asked to go again. There she goes with that angle attack. And Lyset looks for the line hit once more, but overturns and takes it out the sideline. At this level of game, the block is looking to manipulate you as an attacker. You need to take the blocker zone on a little bit. They want you to overextend. They're clever in their blocking, and Sue Jenkins would have trained them to be using the block to their advantage. Great hit off the block, smart way to do it. And a nice tidy side out for Melbourne Vipers. They have a strong lead, and with Lyset back to serve, Canberra in trouble. Strong serve, great pass by the libero. Looking for an off-pace hit, but not quite getting it. Set a tip, covered by Roshi, of course. Another goal, can it? Oh my goodness, how did that even get over the net? Amazing play by Vipers. Absolutely incredible scramble. They are loving it. They're asking for the volunteers to come out and help them clean up the court just a little bit. And what a great way to get a little unofficial timeout as well. Well done by the Vipers. Thank you, volunteers. Matt Perry looking for a power play perhaps. Great serve, too good from Lyset. It just skimmed the net, but it did not slow it down at all. That was an excellent serve. The score 13-5. Canberra Heat looking for some volunteers to come out and help them as well. And it's a massive scoreline for the Melbourne Vipers right now, 13-5. It's going to be very hard for Canberra Heat to come back.
Yeah, it is
set.
Melbourne power play number.
And for the second point of the power play, serves in the net, but that's okay. They got 2 points for the first one. This is the third power play for the Melbourne Vipers. Canberra still with a power play up their sleeve. Great pass by Lyset. Beautiful attack by Thornton, but the set's not quite high enough and it's hit out the back. Not quite able to capitalise on the power play. Do you call the power play when you're receiving and have a chance to attack, or do you call it on your serve? Service error is so high. Good idea to perhaps call it when you're on the reception side. Megan Runacres. Float serve. Point to win. Just gets it deeper than what the passer is expecting. She is serving from a long way back behind the court. Perhaps a little bit challenging, perhaps not something that Canberra Heat are seeing very often. It's an exceptionally deep serve from so far back. She's not even on screen. What a block from the Vipers, bringing it ever so close to set point. We're at 16-7. Runacres back for a third serve in a row. Now we can see she's right back near the signage, near that wonderful Mahindra signage, back near the scope. Looking for another deep serve from super far back. I think we can even see the men's Vipers team back there supporting the women's team. Great serve. Off the net set for Heat, doesn't really help them. Bates looking for the opposite attack, and there it is. Absolutely destroyed by Christy Langford. She has such a sharp cross-court hit from that opposite position. And it brings up set points for set number 4 of the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League for round 3. What a serve! 5 serves in a row. She takes out the set. Excellent work by Megan Runacres, closing out that set and absolutely making it known that the Melbourne Vipers are going to win this match. We play a compulsory 5 sets. We are going to throw to a break.
Okay, Q, lose the break.
And we are back for the final set of the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League. Round 3. Melbourne Vipers versus Canberra Heat. Melbourne Vipers
Canberra huddle up.
are in the lead. We're going to have a Canberra Heat coach insight.
I was listening into the Heat huddle, and it seemed like Rachel Linsky was the one providing the most pump up to the girls, saying, yes, we might have lost this one, but we need to celebrate every point. Because as we've already mentioned, every set matters, and you can see the energy after that one, how much this means to the girls. They've had an eventful travel down, delayed flights, delayed hotels, so they really want to make the most of this Melbourne trip. So look for a lot of pump up in this final set.
Awesome, thank you, Hannah. And what a way to come back and start that with a massive double block to take out the first point. It can be difficult travelling each weekend to play the game, but it's also what they love about the game. Getting to see new places, getting to play in different stadiums, and of course play the game that we all love. Huge attack from Burkett. Excellent defense from Sisson Lim again. And manages to recover, just keeping the ball off the ground to set up opportunity after opportunity. We need a Rochelle Sisson Lim clinic set up for everybody, I think. Liana with the ball to serve. Melbourne Vipers also wanting to take out every single set they can. Set a tip, picked up by Liana, rescued by Lysette. Great passing from Canberra Heat, which is what they asked for early. Stock not sure if to go for it or to wait for the attack. She waited for the attack. She trusted Sisson Lim to get there and absolutely capitalised on it. That is something that Matt Perry, their coach, is very big on. Trusting the players, trusting each other, playing with positivity and seeing what you can get out of yourselves and what you can get out of your teammates. Canberra Heat trailing, but only just. Still with the ability to win this set, and I know that they very much want to take whatever sets they can get. Excellent pass. Short play. Passed well by Gwen. Over to Stock, who gets another kill. Kill percentage skyrocketing through the roof. Every time Alex Stock's been set back there, she's been able to find a way to angle that ball past the block and find the floor. Very strong hitter. Nice pass from Heat. An amazing hit by Burkett. The pumped up Rachel Linsky back to have a little service run. Float serve through the middle, but hits Rochelle. Great attack by Gwen Thornton. And not taking any risks with the overpass. Arwen uses a double-handed, open-handed attack to put that overpass down on the floor. Great attack, manages to hit it off the block really hard when you're hitting through the middle from such a height and such a speed to get that ball off the block and out the sideline, but Burkett manages to do it. Good opportunity for her serve here. Her strength is through her block and through her attack. Standing float serve, nice and deep, manages to keep it away from Sisson Lim. And a huge block from Isabella. Straight through the middle, puts up those arms, times it well, and shuts down the Vipers to bring them to 4-5. Burkett with a safe, standing, deep float serve. She is a tall player, so the height she serves that ball from does make it difficult in herself. But Lycett coming in too quick, hitting it off the block. Arwen Verdnick, the jump float. Beautiful pass by Canberra Heat. And an unexpected block through the middle. They did not even see Megan Runacres there. She was waiting patiently. She knew what they were going to do. She just waited calmly. I love Alex Stock's monster block dance. Beautiful set, a little bit too tight, looking to cover. Not quite able to be there and capitalise on it. Canberra Heat just will not go away. 5-7. Every chance they have the ball in their hands, it's an opportunity for them to catch up on those points. Number 1, Alana Benson, who we've seen have some really successful service runs this match. Back to serve with a sub. Overpass by Lycett. Nice back set to Stocken again with the kill. Incredible kill percentage for Alex Stock tonight. Really well delivered by her. Double sub for the Melbourne Vipers. Lou Bates back on to set. Back on to serve with that magic service hand of hers. The score is 8-5 to Melbourne Vipers. Great deep serve. Running for the outside attack, shut down by Melbourne Vipers. Deep attack, Gwen Thornton there as always. And a huge angle attack by Owen. The ball is dug from one side of the court all the way out to the other, just reflecting the amount of power that it is hit with. Lou Bates with a deep serve, beautifully passed by Canberra Heat, sets up for a tip. Rochelle Sisson Lim says, no, I've got it. Middle attack, beautifully set up by Bates. Overset, ready, Runacres in position. Lysette powers it off the block and outside. It's hard fought on both sides. Some excellent defense. Really nice ability to put up hittable balls every single time. 10-5, comfortable lead by Melbourne Vipers. Little tip just touched by Ron Akers, does not let it through. Really great hang time through the middle. Nice control just to get her hand on and bring it back. Ron Akers has a huge jump. Not one of the taller middles, but able to reach to the same heights as her taller counterparts. Looking for an Isabella attack through the middle, not able to quite do it. Tip into the hole. Great vision by Uren. Desperately in need of a service run here if they are to try and take out this fifth and final set for round 3. Great serve on the lip with a very, very rare shank by Rochelle Sisson-Lynn. Great serve by Canberra Heat. Power play has been called by Canberra Heat. Coach Jenkins says now's the time. Let's go, Uren. Let's get a little service run. Nice set by Bates, very controlled. What an up! Absolutely insane from Alana Benson. Massive block from the outside. Canberra Heat playing to win this power point. Oh, did it touch the hands? No, just long. What a great rally though. They are putting absolutely everything out there. There are no easy plays for either side right now. The passes are coming in beautifully. The setters are delivering excellent sets. The blocks are huge. Just trying to find ways to scrape through. Oh, how was that covered? Maybe it bounced off a shoe. And Melbourne Vipers are preventing any power play double-ups for Canberra Heat here. Lysette back with a serve, serving 13-7. Great serve. Looking for a tip, not available. Bates is right there. Excellent set from Sisson-Lim and put away beautifully once again by Langford. With both teams coming off losses for the first 2 rounds, Canberra Heat will be fighting to try and get this set still. They will not be giving up. Oh, tough back row hitter. That attack line, they cannot cross, they cannot put their foot on. They must jump from behind it. They can land in front of it, but they must take off from behind that line. Refs called that it was an over. Good cover, great up by Bates. Sisson-Lim makes it happen, not quite. Running around in circles, trying to get the next points going. There's a pretty big gap now. There's going to be a lot of hard work from Canberra Heat here if they're going to get back into this set. Nice hit by Thornton. Tip's not working. The block's too big for them. And finding her way through. Well done to Ron Akers. Swishing it through. Excellent setting by Louise Bates. Keeping one eye on the block while she finds her attackers. Ron Akers has had an excellent game for this round 3. Oh, unfortunate. And actually, Megan Runacre sits as one of the top blockers within the league over the last 2 rounds, so it'll be interesting to see where she is after this one, with some incredible plays by her. Nice safe play, not taking any risk from the Vipers side. And the block is just too far off the net, not setting it close enough, perhaps just a little bit late. Those hands are not quite over the net. 16-10. We played at 18. Great pass from Thornton. Trying to finish it off with a deep hit. And a massive spike from Canberra Heat. Really back for the serve. Tough job in front of her, but it is possible. Looking to get 12 points on this one. Alma with a pass. Covered by Sisson Lim. Overpass, can they do it? They make it through. Excellent setting and work. And unable to finish it off. We're up to set point, match point for Melbourne Vipers. Such an excellent effort from a young team, and with having so many injuries from their experienced players, have been able to bring up some of their young players. Some of them, it's the first time they've stepped on the court for the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League, and now they are at match point. Great work from Burkett, but not quite able to connect. Excellent hit. Coming from opposite position. Of course, again, it's by Alex Stock to finish off the match with a 4-1 win over Canberra, who fought exceptionally hard, played an exceptional game. The scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect how well they have played this match and how hard they have fought it out. They asked for better passing, they got better passing. They just weren't able to capitalise, and gosh, Rochelle Sisson-Lim did not let anything past her, and Alex Stock just destroyed every ball that came her way. Really good effort by the Melbourne Vipers, but an equally great effort by Canberra Heat. A great game by two young sides with some very young players who are up and coming in Australian volleyball. Great coaching work by Sue Jenkins and Robin Jensen for Canberra Heat. And of course, congratulations to Matthew Perry and Mitchell Broom on your coaching of the Melbourne Vipers. The eventual score, 4-1 victory for Melbourne Vipers.
We're just going to have to fill for a few for another 5.
This is absolutely awesome. A happy birthday song for the wonderful attacker, Christy Langford, sung to by the whole stadium. That's a birthday to remember forever. What a great way to celebrate a special day, and to have a victory on your birthday way is excellent. A lot of happy smiles on the Vipers side for some very experienced and some extremely inexperienced players when it comes to the Mahindra Super League. Great work by the referees. Canberra Heat looking very, very disheartened. Few red faces and some downtrodden, teary looking eyes, but also some happiness. Great work by Rachel Linsky, who's trying to keep everybody upbeat.
With number 10 from Melbourne.
We're going to head down for an interview with some of the players. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you. Now I'm joined by Alex. Alex, congratulations. First win of the season. How are you feeling?
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a great game, and yeah, excited to finally get the win. We got close last week. Obviously had some, unfortunately, injuries, so came back from it strong. So yeah, excited.
It is a challenging week, as you mentioned, and it required the squad to really rally. Can you take us into what that looks like and how you backed each other up coming into this one?
I think our team thriving because we have like a team of 18 and everyone is, it's really competitive and everyone is really, really close connected, and yeah, every week it's like a challenge to try to obviously play. So we had, unfortunately, injuries, but we had so many people straight away to come and back up the injured players and did an amazing job today.
You say that there is such an amazing squad filled with young players, older players. It's amazing to see someone like James Lysett go to play nationals as an underager and then come in and get their first professional win. Can you talk to us about those younger personalities and what makes them so special?
Yeah, just huge talents. Like James and Alma stepping up today and have their first debut, and like they're just an amazing job. Showed how strong they are mind-wise, and yeah, we try to support them as much as we can, and they did amazing.
And they're lucky to have such amazing leaders like yourself, like Lou, serving the absolute lights out. How's it feeling to be a part of the team?
It's amazing. The culture is everything for us, and I think it showed today. We just love playing with each other, and we just sometimes say we want to just play ball with our friends, and we did that today and successful.
Well, it certainly looks like it. Congratulations on the first win, and hopefully the second one not too far round the corner.
Thanks, Hannah. Great work by Alex Stock. Just a massive kill percentage from her tonight. Absolutely destroyed every ball that came her way.
We could just pad for about a minute, and then we're gonna throw to the end.
Rochelle Sisson-Lim, definitely a highlight of the game that I watched. Absolutely amazing how she can read that ball and just get underneath everything. She's not worried about how hard that ball's hit or how soft that ball's tipped. She's just after everything and able to completely chase it down. Alma Segev, what a great game by her as a very young player. In the crunch moments, being able to deliver and hold her head in a calm and steady manner whilst she played the ball and able to come up with some great kills. But excellent setting from Liana and Lou. Really good work by Gwen Thornton with her passing. But looking forward to getting over to Canberra Heat and hearing some of their insight. Look at the parents over there cheering and supporting. Canberra Heat had a great game as well, and it's hard travelling down and coming up with a loss, but they did get their one set, and every set helps in the big picture.
Okay, wrap up, we're ready to go.
Definitely had a strong game. Looking forward to talking to you, Hannah. On the sideline, who have you got for us down there?
No, we're just finishing up. There's no losing, Timmy.
My error, there is no interview from Canberra Heat. We'd like to thank you very much for joining us for round 3 of Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Invali and Scope, and of course Mahindra. We'll see you again for next round.